Hey, buddy, and welcome. So here is Path of Titans, and I'm going to show you two different videos of frame rate differences on my Samsung S20 Ultra and LG Velvet 5G. Now, the 5G is going to have a slightly lower resolution than this phone does. This is at max settings. As you can see, epic settings, everything's maxed out, audio's maxed out. I just don't have music on because it gets a little distracting. So I'm using an Xbox One controller. This is not Elite, this is just a standard controller. And you can see this is pretty fluid and 60 frames per second. I'm also using this on a big screen, so it is casting to a big monitor. The LG Velvet will have a little indicator on the top right here, probably, or either left side. That's due to their screen sharing software. It allows you to switch resolution. You'll probably notice that on the LG that it's going to be not as narrow, because it's going to actually on their ability for screen sharing, you can actually tune the screen sharing mode to have it either with the resolution of the aspect ratio of the phone or to the screen. So I'm going to put it as that to the screen, and you'll see that it's going to be less narrow but more above and top. Now, the character that just logged in is actually another phone that I'm using. This is a Motorola One Fusion. This is not the Plus series, and this is on pretty much all low settings. It has pretty okay stable frames at 30 frames per second, or 25 I believe, and it runs pretty well, but I have to turn everything pretty much down to off on low settings, and that's just playing on the phone right now itself. But I'll be switching videos to show. Oh, I gotta get food. Food and water. So I'm going to quickly run down and get food and water. So you can see this runs really fluid. This is using the Snapdragon 865. And yeah, everything looks pretty sharp and pretty nice. And I can play this in Samsung Dex mode too, which means that it looks a lot nicer. It doesn't have to have the little edge on the left side, super narrow. It gets the full aspect ratio also. The only problem that is currently right now is they don't support keyboard and mouse. So you can see my mouse is working right here, but if I click on this, it'll have a green outline on the entire phone, or with my keyboard. And that's the only issue that that has with right now for this game, is that the keyboard and mouse doesn't function. There we go, the mouse is gone. I think I went too far right. I'm gonna have to jump now. Or I went too far left. Yep. You know, area is confused. Ugh. There we go. So the latency between reaction and both of the differences of phones is actually pretty nice. I mean, they got it pretty decent for this game. But this is just the mobile version. I have to test on the PC to mobile and see how well that works between the two. But mobile doesn't have all the grasp aspects. Like, you can see that this basically just looks like plain, just the plain ground. But the PC version is supposed to have like grass spread around. This is just like patches of little bushes and stuff for it. I do like their precision turning ability. So instead of walking off a cliff like this, I can actually go boop, boop, boop. Do, 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 woo! Do, 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 woo! So it's really nice. So you can see, again, the phone actually works nice and smooth. And the reason why I'm over here, I'm going to do the same thing on the other phone, is because this is a pretty well high demand on graphics performance. So this tends to be very twitchy on performance. But you can see that the terrain is very fluid, the resolution is nice and high, and I think Samsung also has an increased SMAA anti-aliasing effect going on, so it actually looks a lot smoother than tends to look on other phones. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end the video, and then I'm going to switch phones.